Good evening, Mr. Yes, Mr. I'm fine, thanks.
Okay, good. How's Oruro? How's the weather out there?
It was some cold, but now it's more hot.
Oh yeah,
Sorry, it's hotter than before.
right. Oh, okay. Here it's starting to rain in Coche. It just got cloudy. All right, good. So let's wait on the rest and see who else shows up. Okay.
Good evening, teacher. I am fine, thank you.
How are you? You're new, right? First class.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, good. So welcome. My name is Mr. Carlos. Let me turn the camera on. So turn your camera on real quick so I can see you. And you can see me, get to know each other. I won't ask you to turn it on too much because it gets too heavy when everybody turns on our cameras. It gets too heavy, and what I say, you get it in a delay, right? There's a little delay with when I speak. But just for right now, there you go. Hey, how are you? How are you, Luna? Good. Manuel, right? Manuel, or what's your first name?
My first name is Ludwig, teacher.
Ludwig. Okay. So Ludwig, how are you? Good. So welcome to the class, and this is units 23 and 24. Don't fall behind on your written work. You know, we didn't just start unit. We're in unit 23 right now. It's called passive voice. I'll give you a little review of it today, because we do a review every class that we advance. The next class we do a review at the beginning, and then we advance the next lesson. So every day you have to be ready to give me a review of the night before. Okay. What else? That's about it. You're gonna be here around 10 classes with me, 2 weeks. There's two units, 1 unit per week. So just don't fall behind on your units, okay? That's about it. And then I have well, let's just wait till next week and get the official comunicado, you know, because they're gonna, I think Duolingo is coming back starting Monday. So Duolingo might be back, and so you guys gonna have to do your Duolingo also, right? Your units in Duolingo, and get those done also in that time, in those 2 weeks, 2 weeks time. So just keep all those things in mind, okay? With me, we go slow when we advance, but we go slowly for surely. I like to say that means slow but for sure, you know. I mean, we're gonna make sure everybody gets it and gets tired of listening to or learning about passive voice. All right, so welcome Ludwig. You from Oruro? Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, from Oruro. You go to school?
I am a university,
In a university. Okay, what are you studying?
Ingeniería civil.
Okay, civil engineer. Good. Okay, good. So welcome again. Okay. All right, good. Okay, so let's give the rest a few more minutes. I know. Hello, everybody. Jorge and Araceli. Hello, Araceli. How are you? Crised is here, and obviously Andres. So everybody, we have a new classmate. His name is Ludwig. So if you guys say hello, he is there. You guys, nobody never says hello, right? In between you guys probably, everybody's from Oruro. You probably see each other in the street, like cross cross each other's path, and don't say nothing because you don't say hello to each other here, so you don't know who's here and who is who, and it shouldn't be that way, right? You guys should get to know each other here. It's just like a regular class. The interaction should be the same. Okay, but anyway, let's just give them a few more minutes. I know it's 6:07 and so, but let's give them a few more minutes, see who else shows up. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. I'll be right back. Couple of minutes. Okay, so all right, so Andrew's here. All right, so I don't think nobody else is gonna show up. So yesterday we did written work class, right? Of the first 3 or 4 classes we did of the first 3 classes, right? Of unit 23. So unit 23 is passive voice, and that's where we at. So
Teacher, estoy entrando para mi computadora, ¿me puede aceptar?
yes, of course. No problem. Okay, no problem. Hello, Andrew. How are you? Hello, hello. All right. So let's do a quick review, right? Let's do a quick review. We have somebody new here, so I mean it's just a quick oral review, so first of all, what is the difference? Okay, so first of all, we have 2 voices in English, right? We have an active voice and a passive voice. And what is the difference between the two, you guys? Let's see, Crisette, Jorge, let's go with Jorge. Jorge, what's the difference between active voice and passive voice? So Ludwig, pay attention, right? Okay, differences between active and passive.
Hi, teacher. I understood that the active voice is used when the subject of the sentence does the action,
Does the action, very good.
and the passive voice is used when we focus on the object of the sentence.
Right, exactly, right. In the passive voice, the subject the object of the whole sentence that we were talking about in the active voice becomes the subject. In other words, in the active voice, the subject does the action. Like I play the piano, right? I'm doing the action, right? I play the piano. I'm the subject, and I'm doing the action. I'm playing that piano, right? And then if we turn it around and we use the passive, I say the piano is played by me. Yes, so the piano becomes the subject and it's just passive because it's going to receive the action from me. The piano is played by me. So I'm the one, the piano is going to receive the action from me, right? I'm going to play it. So that's why it's passive, but it means the same thing, right? I play the piano. The piano is played by me. Saying the same thing, right? Just one is active voice because the subject is doing the action. I play the piano. And then the other one is passive because the piano is the subject now and it's receiving the action. I'm playing, the piano is being played by me. You know, that's passive. So that's the difference between the two. The active voice is always when the subject is doing the action. The teacher is explaining the lesson of today. See, the teacher is the subject and is doing the action, right? That's active voice. The teacher is explaining the lesson for today. And then the passive voice would be the lesson is being taught or the lesson is being explained by the teacher, right? The lesson of today is being explained by the teacher. So it's the same thing. The teacher is explaining the lesson of today. The lesson of today is being explained by the teacher, right? The active voice, the teacher is explaining the lesson of today. He's doing the action. And then in the passive, the lesson is being explained by the teacher. The lesson is the subject and is receiving the action, right? The teacher is going to explain it. So that's what we mean. Oh, I forgot about Araceli. All right. I forgot to let her back in. Let's see. All right, so that's what it means between passive voice and active voice. The difference is active, the subject is always doing the action. Passive, the subject is receiving the action. And so we did a lot of exercises about that, and this passive voice, we can use it with different tenses, right? We can use it with all the different tenses that we have. And we've saw so far, we saw it with the simple present and the simple past, which is real easy. We saw those two, simple present and simple past, passive voice. Today, Araceli, sorry, I forgot about you, right? But all right, I'll let you in now, so my bad.
Okay.
So that's passive voice. So today we're gonna see it with the present perfect. You know, we saw it with the present simple. We saw it with the past simple. Now we're gonna see it with the present perfect. All right. So let's take a look at it. And first of all, let's do a review. Let's do a review exercise of the present simple. All right. Present simple and past simple of the passive voice. All right, so Ludwig, just remember, active voice, the subject does the action. Passive voice, the subject receives the action. I play the piano, active voice, because I is the subject and is doing the action, playing the piano. And then the other way around, the piano is played by me. You know, the piano is the subject and is receiving the action. because I'm playing it, right? All right, good. All right, so let me share screen with you guys and let's do a review exercise. And let's do it together, probably the same one we did yesterday, but let's do it together so we can get it right. All right, so anyway, let's take a look at it. Let's remember, let's do a review. So when we use the passive voice with the simple present, right? This is the structure for it, right? I think you guys could see it now. All right. So this is the structure for the simple present in the passive voice, right? The object plus am, is, and are, right? Whichever one of those, am, is, or are, which is the simple past of the verb to be, right? Am, is, or are. All right. I mean the simple present, sorry, of the verb to be. Am, is, or are. All right. So that's how we use it. The subject, like me, like the sentence I just said, right, Ludwig? I play the piano. I am, I would say now, right? I am playing. And the verb, well, I couldn't say playing because the verb has to be in the past participle. If you remember, the past participle is just adding ed at the end of the verb. If it's a regular verb. If it's an irregular verb, it's a little challenging there with the irregular verbs because you have to change it up. Some irregular verbs are different in the past simple, and then as past participle, they're a little different. Nice. Ludwig, I'll send you a link to a web page that I sent everybody that has a chart with the irregular verbs in the past participle, so you know how to change them. And then once you start using them, you'll get used to them and you'll memorize them and you'll know how to word them. All right. But this is the structure for forming the simple present passive. This is an affirmative form, and then the question form, obviously the present simple of the verb to be comes before, right? All right, so let's see some examples and then you'll get it, Ludwig, if you see some examples. Matter of fact, Ludwig, why don't you read this first example here? So first of all, hold on. First of all, when we talking about the passive voice in the simple present, is something is done by someone regularly, every day, or as expected. Right? And keep that in mind when we use this tense. All right, anyway, go ahead, Ludwig. Can you just read it? I mean, we did this yesterday, the day before yesterday, right? All right, go ahead.
Yeah, the gardener waters the flowers every evening. The flowers are watered by the gardener every evening.
Good job. See, now listen to the active sentence. The gardener waters, right? The gardener is the subject. Waters is in the simple present, right? The gardener waters the flowers every evening. Now here in the passive, we have to use the simple present, right? We said passive simple present. So the flowers becomes, right, the object. The flowers are watered, right? Here's from the structure. The flowers are watered. The verb is in the past participle. In this sense, waters, water is the verb, right? It's a regular verb, so we just add ed. So the flowers are watered by the gardener every evening. All right, so that's the passive of the gardener waters the flowers every evening. The flowers are watered by the gardener every evening. All right, let's see the next one. I know we have done it already, but let's go with Jorge. Can you read the next one, please?
Okay. Active. Helen doesn't drink anything in Paris. Passive. Nothing is drunk by Helen in Paris.
Good. So everybody take a look at the sentence, right? The active. Helen doesn't drink, right? Helen is the subject. I know it's in negative form, but Helen is the subject. Drink is the verb in the present simple. Helen doesn't drink anything in parties. To make that a passive voice, nothing is drunk by Helen in parties, right? Nothing is drunk by Helen in parties. All right, good. See, the drunk is an irregular verb. You got to put it in the past participle of the verb drink is drunk, right? How about in the past simple? What is it? What's the past simple of drink? Somebody? Does anybody know?
Drunk.
Drunk,
Drunk.
right? With A, right? With the A instead of drank, sería, right? Drank. So this is drink, drank, and drunk, right? So nothing is drunk by Helen with a U. And if we want to just say the past simple, it would be drank with A, right? So that's one of the examples of the difference with the irregular verbs. It's a little challenging, the irregular verbs, right? But you guys will get it. The more you use it, the more it'll stick to you guys. All right. All right, the next one, let's see. Andrew, can you read the next one, please? Here, right here where I'm pointing at.
Okay. Active. Who sells umbrellas? The passive. Who are umbrellas sold by?
Exactly, right? See, here go the question form structure. You put the present simple, the verb to be first, and the object and the verb in the past participle. So it says, who are, right? Who are umbrellas? Umbrellas are is the object now. Who are umbrellas sold by, right? Sold is the verb sell, right? Sell, sold, all right? So who sells umbrellas? That's the active voice, right? Who sells umbrellas? Who sells umbrellas? That's the subject doing the action. We're asking about them. And the passive, who are umbrellas sold by, right? That's the passive voice. All right, and then the next one, let's go with Gustavo, Andres, sorry, Andres, can you read the next one?
The third, mister?
Yes, this last example, can you read it, please?
Okay.
My
My mother doesn't paint the walls. The walls aren't painted by my mom.
Very good. So active, my mother doesn't paint the walls. My mother is the subject, doesn't paint the walls, right? And she's doing the action. And in the passive, the walls are the subject that receive the action from my mom. She's not going to paint them, right? That's the action. All right, so my mother doesn't paint the walls. The walls aren't painted, right? The verb paint in the past participle, we just add an ed because it's a regular verb. The walls aren't painted by my mother, right? And so then we did this exercise. So let's go ahead and do it real quick. All right, so the first one says many people read this writer's articles. This writer's articles are read by many people. Number two, let's see, Crise, do number two, please.
Jackie milks the cows every morning.
Correct. Now, can you turn it into the passive?
The cows are milked every morning.
Very
by
good, right?
Jackie.
By Jack, good. So Jackie milks the cows every morning. The cows are milked by Jackie every morning, or are milked every morning by Jackie, however you want to say it, right? Same thing as good. The cows are milked by Jackie every morning. All right, so that's how we would do it. Let's see number three. Let's go with oops, sorry, hold on 1 second, you guys. Opened another. All right. Okay, let's go with Laura is here. Hello, Laura. Laura, can you do the next one, please? We're just doing a review of the day before yesterday. Then today we'll do a different one. All right, so do number three, please. So we're using the present simple, right? Passive voice. Laura, are you there?
Yes, mister.
Okay, there
Sorry,
you go. No problem.
Okay.
Can you do number 3,
Mm.
please?
Yes, the new teacher is
The number 3, Benny says Benny never.
okay. Um,
Am I sharing screen with you guys? Yes, right?
perdón, mister, es que se está entrecortando un poco.
Estoy compartiendo pantalla con ustedes, ¿sí? ¿Puedes ver el ejercicio?
Sí, sí.
El número 3, please, number 3. Okay, so can you read? Okay, you were already changing it. Sorry, can you read the active voice first, please?
Okay, sorry, teacher. Benny never understands the new teacher. And the passive voice, the new teacher is never understood by Benny.
Okay, so yeah, the verb is understand, right? How do we change it into past?
Oh, sorry.
Understand, almost right. Understood, right? Understood.
Yes, Mr. Sorry.
Understand, understood. That's the okay. Good. So the new teacher is never understood
By Benny.
by Benny. Very good. By Benny. Good. Good job. Thank you. Good job. Okay, let's see. Let's go with Araceli. Can you do the next one, please?
Everybody loves chocolate. Chocolate is loved by everybody.
Very good, right? Chocolate is loved by everybody. Right? Everybody loves chocolate. Everybody is the subject. They're doing the action. They're loving chocolate. Right? Now, chocolate in the passive voice, chocolate is the subject and it's receiving the action because it's being loved by everybody. Right? So that's how he's receiving the action. Everybody's loving the chocolate. So that's passive. All right, that's how you guys have to look at all the sentences. Chocolate is loved by everybody. All right, good. So, okay, Ludwig, so try to, with all those examples, your classmates did do number 5.
Okay, teacher.
All right, good, number 5.
The active voice, kids always eat candies, and the passive voice, candies are always eaten by kids.
Very good, right? Candies are always eaten by kids. Good job. Yeah, good job, very good. Okay, let's, so that's, we're doing just a quick review. Let's go with, what do we have here? Let's go with Andres. Andres, do the next one, please.
Elect the members of the Congress are elected for by the American people.
Okay, good. So the active voice, right? The American people, those are the subject, right? The American people, and they're going to do the action. Elect the members of Congress, right? So that's active voice. And then passive, he just said it right, correctly, right? He said the members of Congress, the members. So the members of Congress now, they become the subject, right? The members of Congress are, right? We have to use the present simple are, and then the verb in the past participle, elected, okay, by the American people. American, oops, sorry. All right, give me 1 second, you guys. Let me connect my my laptop before it turns off on you guys. Here, let me get this. All right. I think we're there. Okay, very good. All right, so the members of Congress are elected, sorry, by the American people. All right, good. All right, and Ludwig, do number 7.
Okay, teacher. Active voice. Does the mechanic check the brakes regularly? And the passive voice, the brackets,
Okay,
the
so
brakes.
remember it's question form. So when we have a question form, at the beginning, al principio goes the present simple of the verb to be am, is, or are, right? So which one are you going to use? Am, is, or are?
Okay. Are the brakes
Exactly, right? Good. Are the brakes
checked?
Are the brakes checked
By the mechanic regularly?
Very good. By the mechanic regularly, right? By the mechanic regularly. Right, exactly, right? Are the brakes checked by the mechanic regularly? Right, that's in the passive voice, right? Does the mechanic check the brakes regularly? We're saying the same thing, but just in an active voice. All right, so good, you guys. So good review. All right, so well, we know it's we got the right answers, I think. So here you go. See, the writer's articles are read by many people. The cows are milked every morning by Jackie. The new teacher is never understood by Benny. Chocolate is loved by everybody. Candies are always eaten by kids. The members of Congress are elected by the American people. Are the brakes checked regularly by the mechanic, or are the checks or are the brakes checked by the mechanic regularly? Either way is correct. All right. So now let's go to looking at the same passive voice, but with the present progressive. All right. And let me bring this down here. Okay, let me see. Can you guys see the new screen share? Yes. Present perfect passive. Yes. On your screen, you guys.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, good. All right, so this is the same. So it looks like the same thing, right? It is the same web page, but now it's forming the present perfect passive. So we have done the present simple passive. We have done the past simple passive. And now we're going into the present perfect passive, all right? All right, so how do we, what's the structure? How do we use it? So here it goes in affirmative form, which is the, the positive sentences, or question form, all right? So we have the object, obviously, it could be I, you, him, whichever, whatever you want, it, All right, so plus have or has, whichever one, if it's he, she, or it, has, right? If it's I have, you have, they have, right? All right. So anyway, object plus have or has plus been and the verb in the past participle. All right. So here we're just adding have, has, or plus been and the past participle of the verb. And in the question form, the have, has comes before the object, obviously, and then been and the verb. Let's see some examples. So when we form the present perfect passive, something has been done by someone at some time up to now, right? Up to now. So that's important to keep in mind. All right. All right. So let's see. Let's read some of the examples. Let's go with Andrew. Andrew, can you read the first example, please? Let's come back to Andrew then. Jorge, read the first example, please.
Okay, mister. Active, they have cleaned the clinic. Passive, the clinic has been cleaned by them.
Okay, good. So we're saying the same thing again, right? They have cleaned the clinic. The clinic has been cleaned by them. We're still saying the same thing in both sentences. The active voice, they are the subject. They are doing the action. They have cleaned the clinic. So they have just recently up until now, right? You see that? Something is done by someone at some time up until now. They have cleaned the clinic, right? So all right, anyway. So they have cleaned the clinic, an active voice, passive voice of that. The clinic becomes the subject and is receiving the action by them, right? They are cleaning it. All right, so that's why it's passive. So they have cleaned the clinic. The clinic has been cleaned by them. Present perfect, right? Has been, subject plus has been, verb in the past participle form. All right. All right, good. Let's go with Araceli. Can you read the next one, please?
Thomas has written many books. Many books have been written by Thomas.
Okay, good. Very good, right? So again, we're saying the same thing, right? Thomas has written many books. Many books have been written by Thomas. Same thing. In the active voice, Thomas is the subject. He is doing the action. He is writing, right? Many books. He has written many books, right? And in the passive voice, the books become the subject and they receive the action by Thomas, who is writing them. So many books have been written by Thomas. And using the present perfect, subject, many books have been, plus the verb write in the past participle, write, written, right? And in the simple past, how do we say write? What's the simple past of write? Anybody? You want me to choose somebody from the whole list? Why you guys always always want somebody to choose you guys, right? Why can't you somebody just turn on your mics and be like, oh yeah, this is it. Let's see. Ludwig, do you know the past simple of the verb write? Escribir. El simple pasado de escribir, de write.
Wrote.
Wrote, right? So it's write, wrote, written, right? Written is past participle, right? So it changes, right? Changes a little bit. Wrote, written. So it's a little tricky, like I said, right? The irregular verbs. But you guys just have to try to remember them, keep using them until it's just part of your vocabulary. All right. All right, so let's see the next. Andres, can you read the next example, please? Question form.
Have the police caught the man? The man has been caught by the police.
Good, right? Have the police caught the man, right? Active voice. Have the police is the subject, they're doing the action. Have they caught the man? Lo han agarrado, right? Caught. And the passive has the man becomes the subject. He's receiving the action by the police that's catching him, right? Has the man been caught by the police, right? In the present perfect. All right. And the next one, let's see. Let's go with Chris said. Read the next example, please.
UPS has delivered the letters. The letters have been delivered by UPS.
Okay, good. So UPS, you guys, it's just a delivery company, right? I think they have it here in Cocha and in La Paz. I think I seen UPS. They're brown trucks, son los camiones, cafés, you know, hasta su uniforme es café, ¿no? It says UPS. Aquí, ¿qué más hay aquí? Hay otro, but I think right now, I can't think of the name. But UPS, that's what it means. So it's just a company, right? So it's a delivering company. So it's UPS has delivered the letters. The letters have been delivered by UPS. The letters becomes the subject. They receiving the action by UPS that delivers it. So the letters have been in the present perfect, right? With subject is the letters have been plus the verb deliver in the past participle. All right, good. So let's do some quick exercises. The same thing. All right. But this time you guys, so let's see. I'm gonna give you guys the whole run. Let's see. So there's how many? 1, 2, no, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 and there's 8 of you. So Andrew number 2, Jorge number 3. In the chat,